Hey y'all, Bad Girl Mystic here. So this is me. I want to do a video that is just me every day. This is what I do. Um, I am so happy you all came on this adventure with me, with this group. Where we'll go, who knows? Glad you've been enjoying the memes and the stories that I share. Just a little something about me. I am retired home full time. My husband and I downsized. We wanted to lighten our footprint and we live in an RV. I have two little rescue chihuahuas that are my familiars and hang out with me all day, as well as two orange tabby boy cats named Sam and Dean, who are both grouchy old boys, and they were named after the brothers from Supernatural, and we love them dearly. And I live in Northern California. But I'm a second generation Angelino, born and raised in East Los Angeles and the Fairfax area, for those of you that know. And yeah, and I'm just was someone who was really super fucking curious about how to do life different. And at the age of 20, I started therapy because I no longer want to wake up. I had lifelong complex PTSD from early childhood sexual trauma. I talk about this because this is my big why I do this. This is my big why that I blog, I vlog, I have a group, I share memes that empower women, I share memes that encourage women to find ways, new ways of participating in stopping the global epidemic of violence against women and children. And I share with you what I've learned on this journey to heal trauma. Doggies. I do that on YouTube, and I also do this on IGTV. Hold on a sec. Hey, you guys. Shh. Indoor bark. Yeah, that worked. And the name of the series is The Coloring Connection. Why? Because one of my favorite tools is a 15-minute a day daily creative practice to reconnect to your nervous system, to enhance your senses and stimulate cellular growth and help you slow down and release old survivor habits of clenching and over hyper vigilance, where you're constantly waiting for the next shoe to drop. So this is what I chat about. And I have just last year recently embarked on the spiritual journey after 30 years of yoga practice and going to India and becoming a yoga teacher. What was missing for me was the female element. Like, I just got so tired of constantly trying to translate that into, but for a woman, you know, it's like this yoga pose women are unable to do. This, you know, all the shaming around women's sexuality that exists in yoga. All of this, the patriarchal values of most spiritual paths were wearing me down. And about 7 years ago, I had a traumatic brain injury. And I did what I always did as a survivor. I tried to get back up and just keep going, be a warrior, keep fighting it. But the injury I had sustained, I was no longer able to do this. And when I tried to go back to work as a massage therapist, I had a bad fall. Had a relapse with the brain injury, and I had a very bad all over twisting injury that the doctors were unwilling to help me with. I say unwilling because they were unwilling to listen to my experience and thousands of hours and hundreds of patients of working with soft tissue and touching kinesthetically people's energy, their what they feel, how their body reacts to touch, how their body's reacting around, what the tissue feels like. And they were unwilling to listen to me that the problem I had was due to chronic muscle tension, and my body tightened so much that the scar tissue I had was creating chronic pain. So I was the wounded healer, right? And I set on a journey to use what I knew from my years of studying and learning about the human body to solve my own puzzle of PTSD. I now knew that I had to look and be honest about the areas where I was letting shit slide, where I was pushing past my limits to please other people. I was way overcommitted, so I was constantly procrastinating. And I was under so much stress. Much was unable to do differently. Financially, you got to do what you got to do to survive. That's all there is to it. I've worked 3 jobs at a time. I now currently am not working. I had to go through my own shadow work around this. And this is the journey, right? So this is what I share. That's what my vlog about is. I talk about doing this. I talk about it in the context of moving it through coloring and creativity. And one of the greatest things I have found is the Coloring Book of Shadows by Amy Cesare, because I have been saying her name wrong. And because it's a planner, it helps me create consistency with my practice. It helps me stay consistent and focus and connect, not only mentally and emotionally, but kinesthetically, to the changes in the season, the moon cycles, the nature, sounds of environment around me, which is all very soothing on the nervous system. And what is so amazing that our body does is every 30 days it makes new cells. And if we do something, we create a habit and we do it consistently, then 90 days it becomes a mind-body memory. And we're able to do it without thinking about it. Like, we're able to brush our teeth and do something else. Right? Women are able to multitask. The problem is that we have been seduced into believing that multitasking is the strength and the prize. And in actuality, that's what drains our chi and wears and tears down our body. Medical science is just so absolutely delinquent and criminal when it comes to understanding women's bodies. As recently as 2019, they did 2019, they did a science study on the woman's uterus using only men subjects. Crazy, right? So that's why I've turned to the ancient practice of witchcraft, to understand better what women have known since the beginning of time, and that this information has somehow been able to withstand so much violence and oppression and pushed underground. And that as a woman, I can create a solitary practice with these principles, with my intuition, with a little bit of curiosity, a lot of fucking sense of humor, and a lot of cussing. And help from plants and food and sleep, and begin to build a stronger, healthier, calmer, more open, aligned connection with myself. All right. Thanks for listening. Peace out.